What's up everybody, my name is Rama from the RBTS Show 2 and thank you for tuning in to another episode in the Australia vlog series. This episode documents the 6th day of my family's vacation to Australia. So if you haven't been following the series, I'll make sure to have links down in the description below so you can catch up. Now enough talk, let's get this vlog started. The first stop of the day was the Katoomba Scenic World, a prominent tourist attraction north of Sydney, and probably the best place to go to if you want to see the Blue Mountains.
So right now, mate, we're here in the, what they call the scenic view. You know what the scenic view is? It's the scene, and the view is wow. Dundee.
We got on a cable car called the Scenic Skyway. And the cool thing about the Scenic Skyway is that it had glass all throughout, including the floor, which I found really cool. Immediately after getting off the cable car, we arrived at the top of the Jameson Valley. And of course, its main attraction, the Three Sisters Rock Formation. What's up everyone? We are at the Blue Mountains. Now I don't know much about this place. I actually never heard of it till yesterday actually. An interesting fact that I did learn from our cable car ride over there, this place is much bigger than Singapore, Tonga, the Maldives, and a few other small countries combined. I believe it's 10,000 square kilometers. This valley right here? Yeah, that only accounts for 2% of this entire park's land area. So that's insanely huge, and it's really hard to comprehend until you actually get to see everything. That's pretty amazing. Upon further research, I found out that these three rocks have their own unique names. Now I'm gonna have to pull out my phone for this one because I don't want to butcher the names, but their names are Meanie, Wimbla, and Gunnedo. While I was enjoying the view, I also noticed some roller coaster tracks in the area. I'll talk more about that a little bit later. Next up is the Scenic Railway, which took us from the top of Jameson Valley all the way to its floor. I later found out that this is the steepest passenger railway in the world, and it goes a lot faster than you'd think.
Hey, I'm so excited.
I'm so scared, man.
You're just kidding us.
Alright. Oh, this is much faster than I thought. Just like the cable car, the train had see-through panels all throughout, so that riders can have a nice view while descending down the valley. The train took us 300 meters down the cliff into the Scenic Walkway. Along this 2.4 kilometer stretch, one would get to experience the tranquilities of a true Jurassic forest. I also found out that this place used to be a prominent coal mining site, which explains a lot of the mining queues around the walkway. So right now we're doing a little walk around the park. I'm not really sure what this entire place was meant to be for. I see a lot of mining queues in here, so probably this used to be a very prominent mining site that they turned into a theme park. Finally, we took another cable car that brought us from the floor all the way back up to the Jameson Valley top. While we were ascending, the tour guide gave us some information about the park.
My name is Christy, I'm your driver. I'm up here. Hello. Okay guys, so those cliffs on the left-hand side there are actually very important. They protect the rainforest below us. So without them, the rainforest would probably dry up. The sandstone in the rocks there acts like a sponge, soaks up lots of water, filters it, and then feeds it back into the rainforest. If you're looking at the back of the cabin here, or towards the right, you'll see this lonely sandstone pillar. So this is Orphan Rock, very popular lookout up until 1974. Big mudslide came through and took out its entryway. It was deemed to be too unsafe and unstable, kind of like my ex-boyfriend. And below us just now, so it was an old roller coaster. It's called the Orphan Rocker, and they finished it in 1986, but never actually opened it to the public. They just decided it wasn't the place that they wanted to have a roller coaster, and more about showing off the views and the cultures that we have here.
We spent nearly the entire morning at the Katoomba Park, so once lunchtime rolled around, the family was pretty hungry. With that said, we stopped by at Laura and got a quick bite at the best place to eat in town. I'm recording video.
Okay. 2 tables.
With my Sam right there. We're about to have our lunch, and our tour guide said it's the best place to eat in the town. Quick update everyone, I just got out of lunch. It was very good, very delicious. I personally had a vegetarian frittata. Aside from the filling meal, the town was actually really nice to be in. Our tour guide also mentioned that Laura is a great place to retire, especially for people who want to get away from the hustle and bustle of Sydney. While walking around town, my cousins and I went into a candy store, aptly named The Candy Store. And although I don't really have an affinity towards sweets, it was definitely cool to see the variety of candies up on the shelves. My cousins, on the other hand, were picking up all different kinds of sweets and putting it into their shopping carts. We made a little detour in this candy store before we headed back to the bus. My cousins getting some candy over there, but I'm gonna head out.
So I'm right here in the outback of the Australian outback. Out there. Hey mate. Hey mate. Good day.
Our next stop was the Featherdale Wildlife Park, which features all the famous animals native to Australia. It's funny, because I remember being in this exact wildlife park when I first visited Australia 11 years ago. I don't know, I just found that really cool that I was back here for a second time.
Look at the pelican fly! Come on, pelican!
All I ever hear in this house.
Manny, look at this pelican fly! Come on, pelican!
Anyways, we saw a lot of cool animals. Although, I found it pretty funny because most of the animals were just lounging around and sleeping. I mean, it was the late afternoon, so perhaps the animals were just having their quick afternoon nap. One of my favorite shots was when my Aya Abby and my Aya JB got up close and personal. I don't know, I just thought it was a really cool shot. Our final set of activities for the day took us on a couple of cruises. Our first cruise was with Fantasy, and it wasn't really fancy or anything, it was mainly just a commuting cruise. However, the ship had an amazing sky deck where passengers can go up, lounge around, and enjoy the view. I took this as an opportunity to record some videos and pictures. Once Once we made it to the Circular Quay, we got off the Fantasy Cruise and made our way to the Sydney 2000, one of the ships on the Captain Cook cruises. Now, I was really excited to get on the cruise, primarily because I was so hungry at that point of the day. Our boat just arrived. It is the Sydney 2000. This is part of the Captain Cook Cruises fleet. I'm hungry. Let's eat. Interesting fact about the Sydney 2000. When Pope Benedict XVI visited Australia for World Youth Day back in 2008, he rode that exact same boat. I would say that the dinner was average, kinda lacked a little bit of flavor. We did celebrate my Uncle Delbert's birthday on the cruise. And to cap the night off, we busted out some moves on the dance floor. Our 6th day in Australia was definitely a jam-packed day with a lot of things to do. We went from sky to sea and everything in between. However, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Our 6th day was technically our last tour day in Australia. We did stay for a couple of more days, but those days were mostly allocated for shopping and lounging around. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you liked it, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and perhaps even consider subscribing to the RBTS Show too. I've got more cool videos in store for you guys. Be sure to stay tuned, guys, because day 7 is coming up really soon. Thanks again for watching, guys.